Hello everybody, welcome to Nego Tarot Odyssey. How is everybody? Let's get popping and see what's going on. So how can this be wonderful? Win, win, win. Whether you are asking yourself the question of, should I take this job? Should I take this apartment? Should I go out on this date? Should I try this artistic endeavor? Whatever it is, I want you to ask yourself, how can this be a win-win? And I'm going to pull a tarot for everything. Love it. Eight of Pentacles. Let me put a little work in here. Let me get grounded. Let me become more decisive by doing the pros and cons of this issue. Okay. Whatever has A, B, and C. It is lacking A, B, and C. Sit there and instinctively calm, have a hangman moment so you can really picture yourself in this relationship, in this apartment, with this job, in this new house, whatever it is. Do the mental work. This is kind of like the mental work, pros and cons. I feel good about this energy because red flags, because do the measuring cup. More salt than sugar in this, then that is the one that we want, especially if it's like to do or not to do, or A or B, that sort of thing. And how can it be a win-win? That's what you need to ask yourself. Like, how can I come out on top by doing this work? By asking myself these questions, like how can this really turn the alchemy? Look, it's gold. He's pouring gold, and it's like, how can I make this golden? How can I make this wonderful? It has to do with attitude and perspective, right? So do you have gratitude? Are you happy in the first place that you're given this choice by the universe? Some people have no job. Some people have no house. Some people have no date to go on. So first start with gratitude. And how can this be wonderful? Like for me, I love when I have a chunk of time where I don't have to do anything specific, and I say, how can this time be wonderful? Usually it has something to do with coffee and being outside. That's just my proclivity, and I love it, and I think better. And it's also about slowing down. Like, I don't need to be industrious and productive 24/7. This is about the absence of plans too. So then when the plans come up, you're ready for it. You're rested and you're ready. Now, I love this. Out of the mess comes elegant order. 100%. So what is this saying? Yeah, choices and choices. This sometimes can be the prerequisite of, oh my gosh, I have too many options, so I'm driving myself crazy. I can do this like when it comes to like vacations. I can overthink. I'm like, oh, I love this area, I love that area. And then you get FOMO, right? Total fear of missing out. This is saying, things might be scrambled. Look around your house right now. You may have laundry baskets all willy and nilly. You may have leaves all over your yard and you're like, oh, that's starting to look a little whatever. You may have a sink full of dishes. But you know that in time, if you just choose one thing and you take one step forward, you're going to be able to do this. I do. I need to do some sorting and organizing when it comes to a few things in my office with my resources. And sometimes this is also like a scrambled brain when you're like, oh, I have to write this down. Right. You just have all these words. They might not be cohesive or make sense, but that's an artist's mind. That's a creative mind. Like we see the jottings of Michelangelo or Einstein or anybody. It just looks like all these just lines all drawn together in sketches and all of these things, but it makes sense to them. And whatever your brain is right now just juggling with, all these little things floating around, sense will be made of that. It is your subconscious suggesting certain things to say, this would be ideal. So it might be thrown in with other things. If you do laundry, then you can go on this trip and you can do this. It could be all different things. The facets of your life that you are trying to organize will fall into place beautifully. Just choose something. That's really what it's saying too. Just choose one thing. So let's take this, for instance. This looks like a lovely little dinosaur in a cup. So dragon, like, what is the first thing you notice about your house that it's like, it just seems unacceptable the way it is right now? Again, it could just be leaves and old lawn furniture that is just like it needs work. Whatever it is, just doing that one thing, you won't believe the immense relief that comes from that. And it also starts a cycle of knowing, hey, here's your proof loop. You can do this. You can clean this up. You can get this in order. And all those little things that seem scrambled in your head, it's a blueprint. It is a path that your intuition and your higher self wants you to follow. So I love that. So you will make good choices and everything will seem in elegant order. But sometimes, remember, we do need the absence of plans to sit and let it untangle itself. You ever try to remember the name of an actor and you just fixate on it? It won't come to you. Then right before you go to bed, boom, there it goes. It shows up for you. That's an absence of plan or thinking sometimes brings in the perfect answer. So say yes to your open door. Let's see what your open door might be right now. Oh, this might be a romantic or fun, playful, youthful look at things or connection with somebody, because the prince is both youthful, playful, humorous, doesn't take himself as serious as a king wants, but has a passion for something. It could be anything on this planet. It could be walking, it could be biking, it could be boxing, it could be baseball, it could be painting, it could be theater, it could be anything. And for some of you guys, I feel like you might get an offer for somebody that says, hey, would you like to go visit this? Would you like to go on a date? Would you like to check this out with me? Would you like this opportunity? Say yes to it, because that open door is presenting itself. I feel like I call it the universal drop. Maybe 50 to 50,000 people, it doesn't matter, will get some kind of notion for anything, an invention, a website, whatever it is. And it's the people that pick up that universal drop, whatever it is, that big blue marble, and says, hey, I like this. I can advocate for this. I could go for this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to say yes. And I feel a lot of you guys intuitively know that you're also ready for a nice, new, fun, youthful relationship with somebody that is respectful. This is also letting go when something isn't serving you, because that open door is leave this behind and walk through this door. Say no to this because it's not conducive for your highest self. There might not be reciprocity. You might not be a priority. For some of you guys too, it could be within your family dynamic too, speaking up and saying, listen, I'm going to carve out time for this because it's important for me. And I would like you to respect that, value my time, all of that. Again, now you have this time to walk towards this opportunity. So I'm really excited. This is really good energy, really fun, uplifting, a lot of good things happening. And also sometimes we can feel like our mind is like it is literally like a slot machine going, look over here, almost like that loop when you go on IG and you just start scrolling and your brain is like, pick something, pick something. Just relax, have an absence of plans. It will unravel. The plan will unravel. The blueprint will unravel. And then you'll know which direction to turn. You're calmly proceeding, and you can always pause and, just keep advocating for yourself and pivot and redirect when the vibe isn't as high. You're going to be able to do that really, really beautifully. So I love that energy for you. So my beauties, that is what you were meant to hear today. I hope you all have a great day. Love and light.